What's going on, everyone? It's Bales, and welcome back to another AFL Fantasy team review post round 6. 4,543rd for the round, so a score of 1869, which I'm pretty happy with. It was a good score based on what I've seen. I think a lot of the scores varied actually, I think, this week. If you didn't cop any of the bullets, you went really, really well. If you copped a few, it sort of hurt. I didn't cop as many. I still copped a few. There's still a few which we'll talk about in here. But I did move up in rankings. So I'm currently now at 1487, which I'm just getting up on my phone now where I was last week. I know I essentially halved my rank. I know I was 2.8 last week. I think was I 2.843? Yeah, 2.843. So yeah, moved up. So 2.843, take away 14.87. I moved up 13.56 spots, which is good. So halved my rank. That was probably the goal this week. To come out of the buys in top 2K was the goal. I thought I was on to be top 1,000 post this round. A few players today didn't quite go to plan. But we will go through them. But yeah, team value looking really, really nice as well. At 19.863. Obviously, I've got about 30 odd K in the bank, so I've got about 19.9, I think, in the bank, which is pretty good, or whatever. So very happy with the team balance, happy with the team at the moment. But let's go through +3, -3. +3, Jordan Dawson, 155. He was fantastic. It was finally good. It was good to see him bounce back after a poor game the week before. What did he get, like a 60? So 155, 95 points better. He was everywhere. Yeah, he was just dominant, and in the second quarter particularly, put the Crows on his back. And if it wasn't for him, I think Essendon would have run away with that game. So surely the Crows coaching staff and that look at that and go how well Dawson played. He's got to be the 1A in there. He's got to be the number one midfielder in there. Saligo, yep, number 2, and then put like your Crouch and guys like that number 3. But I think Dawson. I know Dawson more versatile than Crouch, but Dawson's got to be the main guy in there because he's the captain. He keeps either the games close or wins games. So for me, Dawson has got to be there. But he was great. So he gets my +3. I did on the pod give the plus because DC gave it to Dawson. So I gave it to Sherry, ex-Sherry. 126. Very, very happy with that. He's just an absolute beast with 10 tackles. -3. I'm going to give it to Massimo D'Ambrosio and Sam Mitchell. Sam Mitchell subbing out Massimo in the third quarter on 33 meant he's gone down 30k this week, which sucks. His break-even is now up at 96, so he is obviously, without shadow of a doubt, going for me this week, which I'll talk about my trades once we get through the players, but he will be going for me this week. So he gets my -3, and so does Sam Mitchell for subbing him out. Okay, let's go through all the players. As always, before we do, if you are enjoying the content right here, make sure you do smash a thumbs up on the video. It'd be very much appreciated. It helps out the channel a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're close to 2,100 now. We're obviously on our way to 3,000 subscribers. I wonder if we can get there before the end of the year. That'd be obviously absolutely amazing. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed, click subscribe below and get involved. And it'd be very much appreciated if you can help us out there. But let's go through the players in the team. Harry Sheezel, 106. Just a tick again. Thought he was going to get a bit more of a heavier tag. There was a flag that I did see not too long ago after the game, saying that they were looking to play Sheezel mid-forward in the back half of the year, and that might be fast-tracked. So there might be a role change coming for Sheezel as a mid-forward. I still think he will be a top 6 defender if that's the case, but if you don't have him, I would not be targeting him now because of that. He is obviously, I wouldn't be targeting him probably anyway because of how expensive he is, but he's obviously had a huge start to the year, averaging 125.5, but with that news, maybe he's closer to what, well, he's not going to go 125 for the year, but he's probably not going to be that 110. Maybe he's closer to a 95, 105 type defender, and he's probably going to be in the top few still. He'll still be a top 6 defender, but his ceiling is going to be capped because of that role change. But I guess we'll have to see what happens whenever that does. But until then, Sheezel is going nicely there. Whitfield, first score under 100, 93. Against Carlton, wasn't too bad. It wasn't a hugely high-scoring fantasy game either. 93 is fine. If that's going to be his worst score for the year, I'll take it. He looked good again. He had one poor quarter in the third, I think it was. So besides that, he was fine. So yeah, Whitfield, that's fine enough. Hayden Young, 88, was looking fantastic up until the last quarter where he played a little bit, and we didn't see him again. It was reported to be a hamstring tightness. I think that's what Justin Longmuir came out after the game and said. So I think it's more precautionary, so it sounds like good news, and it sounds like he'll be fine this week. The hope is that he is, so it's not a forced trade for us. But if he's out, obviously we've got to get rid of him. But from what it sounds like, it was precautionary, and he should be fine to take on, I think, the Dogs on Saturday night, so he should be okay there. But he was going well. 88 from 54% game time is very good. Elliot Yeo, 88 as well, just ticking along, just putting up solid scores, making good cash as well. So if... Well, he's. I think I've worked out before. He's the 8th highest averaging defender in terms of average. So at the moment, he's definitely not a trade. He's probably a quote unquote what we don't like to say keeper. But he's a luxury trade at that. And he's just he's getting up to near 800k. He's essentially near 800k now. 84 break even. He can tick over these hundreds over the next couple of weeks. He'll be 800k soon and going along nicely. So Yoey's going very well and looking really good as well, playing good footy. Massimo, 33, obviously subbed out. He's got to go. He was hardly involved anyway. I think he had one handball in the quarter, and halfway through the third quarter they subbed him out. So he's definitely got to go. Zach Williams copped an Achilles knock. I don't know the severity of that. It sounded more precautionary than anything, but and they were saying they were going to manage Williams. So maybe that was the managing there, the half game. I don't know how serious it is. We've got to keep an eye on the injury reports. But yeah, 28 for him. He didn't count, which is good. But yeah, that's a bit of an issue moving forward there. Closey, 73 was good again. I don't think... So my worst 3 scores was Dempsey, Fisher. Oh, so Fisher actually counted. So it was actually Dempsey, Williams and Massimo. So again, if I played Closey, I would have gained 13 points there. That's a bit annoying. Oh, well, that's okay. Yeah, but Closey good again. I think he's safe to play on field now, and I'll be playing him on field this week when a few things shuffle with obviously the new DPPs. Obviously, you can see here, Young now mid there. Obviously, Massimo's got mid. Martin, Bonner, Roberts have both all got defender. Then obviously midfield for Heaney. Don't know if Power had mid, but he's now got mid if he didn't already. Fisher's got defender. Dempsey's now got mid. So good that a few positions have been added there as well. Good for flexibility. Moving to the midfield, obviously, and Reed didn't play as well. Moving to the midfield, Steele 87, first poor game of the year. St Kilda just didn't look up to it, so I'm writing that off as just a poor game for St Kilda. He was still one of St Kilda's top scorers, I believe. I think he might have been their 3rd top scorer behind Windhager and Brad Hill. I'm just going to quickly get up there, but I'm not worried about Jack Steele whatsoever. He's still going to be a top 8 midfielder. Looking great, so he's no worry. Yeah, so he was the 3rd highest scorer for St Kilda, and only 5 players for St Kilda went over 80, and Steele was one of them. So for me, I'm not worried about Steele. Bont, good response after the 53. It's good to see, obviously, both him and Dawson respond for me after poor weeks the previous week with a 53 for Bont, 110 this week. Still didn't look as sharp as what he normally has been, but he looked better as the game went on, kicked a couple of goals late. I'm just waiting for him to go bang. I think it's not going to be too far until Bont starts putting up 120s on a more regular basis. He's still got the role, still playing as one of the main CBA guys in there. I'm not worried about that. So, obviously, Bont looked great against Geelong. I'm expecting some more of those games to come soon. And he's got Freo this week. Nothing. He's got Hawthorn, then Richmond. So, we could see a couple of them over the next 3 weeks. So, Bont, I'm more than happy with him there. Dawson, I'm a lot more happy with him now. I was worried about potential trade this week with him if he had a bad role. But number 1 CBA mid for the Crows this week. Okay, if he takes a little bit of a dip with Crouch back, that's fine. As long as he's playing 65, 70+% CBAs, I'm fine with that. Errol Goulden was a bit of a worry. He was on 30 at half time. I had a big second half with 70 points. It would have been good if he did multiple halves of that. Obviously, that would have meant I would have had a massive week and I'd be definitely be top 1,000 if that was the case. But Errol, I'm fine with bringing him in. He's got Hawthorn this week. I'm hoping for a big game from him at the MCG. I don't think they're going to tag Hawthorn. They haven't really looked like tagging. Like they could have tagged Dacos, Flanders and She's the last 3 weeks. Haven't really done a hard tag. Been my luck they do a hard tag on Goulden this week. They've got him. But I think Finn McGuinness is playing as a forward and he's played okay last couple of weeks. So maybe he goes to a Nick Blakey, if anything. But I think Goulden's going to be fine. So I'm looking forward to hopefully putting up a big score this week. Nick Martin, big last quarter. He had about 40 points, but still 109. Definitely take that. He's been really good to start the season. I think we essentially got almost hundreds in every game. 2 games, 93, 85. That's fine. So, and again, he hardly comes off. Very, very happy with Nick Martin. He's now 9-11. So if you don't have him, it's going to be hard to get him. Riley Bonner, 83. Again, with St Kilda not scoring great. The fact that he was the fourth highest scoring player was a good sign. Looked pretty solid again. So he's a guy that I'm probably just going to ride for a few more weeks. He's got Port this week. Tough matchup. Revenge game, though. So I guess that's a positive in a way. And then he does have North and Hawthorn back-to-back. So I'm looking forward to those couple of matchups. Then he's got Freo, Melbourne, and West Coast. So, and then even Gold Coast at Marvel. So this run here is not too bad, besides the Port game. So I'm not opposed to just holding him there at D6 for the time being and maybe trading him at his bite round 15 and being a guy that I just ride through him until there. But until I see otherwise, he's going to stay there. Matt Roberts, the same. 89, great score from him. Made another great bit of cash, 43k this week. Break even still low, looking good. Hawthorn this week could be a pretty solid score for him, so he's looking great and more than happy to have him on field. Jeremy Sharp, 74 as well, in a tough loss for Freo. 74 was pretty decent, I think, in the end. Again, he's fine rolling there. He's still got to break him. I think it's like 46. Yeah, 46. So he's fine. I'm still more than happy with him. Made another 33k. He's near 600. He's going along nicely. Harvey Thomas made a little bit of cash, 45 this week. Not huge. Break even's up at 22. Made 35k, which is good. If he can get to 400k, that'd be great to downgrade him, make about 150 odd k. That'll be fine. Jai Clark, sub, came on. At least he scored 25. He went down 17k. He's just going to be a hard guy that I don't know if I'm going to be able to trade out, really. I'm sort of stuck with him, I think. 3 or 4k. Got good team value, which is, I guess, that offsets it a bit. I would just prefer him to be someone else. I'd love to go him down to Garcia and then go up to someone this week, but I don't think that's going to work. So he's just going to have to sit there and hopefully get some full games and put some decent scores together. But until then, he's just going to have to sit there at M10. Tristan Sherry, who I spoke about before, 126. He's just been great. One score below 100 all year. That being 83, gave away 5 free kicks in that game as well. Gave away 4 today and still scored 126. If he didn't do that, he would have scored a 140 or in and around that. Anyway, he was great. Again, his tackles, he's had no less than 6 and only one game below 8 tackles. If he can add some marks to his game, all of a sudden... Yeah, he's. I think he could be in the mix as a top. I think he's probably a top 4 ruck. I think he's probably number 4. I've still got. I think I've got Gawn 1, Marshall 2, English 3. It's close between those two, and then I think Cherry's pretty comfortably in 4th. I think Grundy's there as well. Maybe Sean Darcy or something like that comes there, but. For me, I think Sherry's fine. He's a hold at least till his round 12 bye, I think now. He's still made another decent amount of money, 43k this week. Break even still low. If he could get to 900k, that is a massive win for people that started with Sherry or traded into him at round 1, which I was one of them. Massive win if he can do that. Gorn obviously had the bye. Great to get him back into the lineup this week. And obviously Barnett was on bye, didn't play. He's just going to be red dot for us, which is good. Heaney, 113, had the most CBAs for Sydney yet again, so that role is sticking at the moment. The big one is Parker back this week. If he has got this role with Parker back, then I think it'll be safe to assume that he's probably going to have... Well, not safe, because, again, we've always seen this in the past, but he's playing way too good to move out of the midfield. He's going over 108 in every game. That's 113 is his second last score for the year, so he's been very, very good. He's been fantastic. So if you don't have him, it definitely sucks, that's for sure. Sam Flanders, 126, back-to-back 120 plus scores, or 125 plus scores, really, because he's gone 125, 126. He turned the ball over a little bit today, which wasn't great, but he's just so thirsty for the ball. 34 touches in back-to-back weeks there as well. He's just looking great, and he's definitely going to be a top couple of forward. He's either going to be playing in defence or playing in midfield, and I think that defensive role, he's just getting used to that more. A few turnovers, as I said today, wasn't great, but he's still putting up great numbers and looking really good. Tom Power, 82, a little bit down. North just didn't really play that well today, to be fair. He's I think he's a top 6 forward. He's still averaging 96. And 86 is okay. 82 is fine. More than okay. Zach Fisher, 60, not great. That's his lowest score for the season. Again, North Melbourne weren't great today. I guess, well, obviously not a great score, but if Shizu is rumoured to be playing this mid-forward role, it's only going to benefit Zach Fisher, because it means he's going to be the main guy back there, taking all the kick-ins, getting all those other plus 6s. So all of a sudden, being a guy that is probably just a hold until his bye, could all of a sudden be a guy that if Sheasel did move forward, I could see the average definitely bumping up to 80, at least 85, if not 90 plus, and being a top 6 forward. So he's going probably he's a guy at the moment that's frustrating, but I think he's a hold through to his round 12 bye, unless we hear otherwise. And I think he'll be solid enough, especially if Sheasel goes into midfield, or midfield / forward. He'll be a great player, and a guy that Pell might pick up if he starts putting some good scores together. Dempsey 54, pretty happy with that, considering it's a very, very wet game. Didn't take a mark, only play on the ground, didn't take a mark. Had a few tackles there, kicked 2 behinds. That score could have easily been a 70 or an 80, so I'm more than happy keeping him for the time being, sort of either on field or on the bench, making a bit of cash. He's got a break in at 58 now. I still think he's got a bit of cash to make. I think he can pop a 70 or an 80 this week and continue that cash gen. So for me, I'm more than happy with him being there. Harley Reid, talk of the town at the moment. He's looking fantastic. Scored 80 on the weekend. 3 goals? Looked great. Definitely his best game as an Eagle. I think Sydney was his best game. His best game was week 4, and then his best game was this week. So he's just getting better and better each week. Looking good, and their fixtures are starting to open up now. They had a very first 4 games: Port, Giants, Bulldogs, Sydney's a tough opening run, but obviously Richmond, Freo, then he's got Gold Coast, Eston, Collingwood, Melbourne. Not a bad next 4, so he's going really well. He's got a good role, nice balance, so he's going to be more than fine to be fielding F6 for the time being. Wilson, Cadman, and Will Graham, 61, 59, 50, all making good cash. Obviously, Will Graham made up the most with the -1 break even still this week. 60k, yeah, he's fine. Fine there. And then obviously Cadman and Wilson making cash there. Cadman could start slowing down soon. 30k this week. Break even is 32. It's not too far off him going. It's not like he's going to make another 150, 200k. He might make 50, 60k at the most. So, but that probably leads me into my trades as well. At the moment, Cadman is actually probably going for me this week. Just if I look at all the rookies, I think Wilson's got more cash to make, more than probably Cadman. Graham, obviously, I'm not trading. I can't get Jai Clark up to anyone. Harvey Thomas, I don't think I can get up to anyone. If I could, it probably would be him, with the break even a bit closer to his average. But I think it is Cadman. It works, unless Williams is ruled out for multiple weeks. But I'm going Cadman down to Hugo Garcia. That's the trade I'm doing. And yeah, if Williams was to be out for multiple weeks, then I would keep Cadman and trade Williams, because Massimo is going. And I'm going Massimo up to Jack Macrae at the moment. I can afford Liam Baker, who I've thought about, but I'm pretty happy with Jack Macrae there. Remove that sub game. I think remove that. I removed the sub game before, and only Heaney, Flanders, Powell, and Zorko are averaging more than Macrae as a forward. And the fact that you get Macrae at a really cheap price. Let's just have a quick look at Macrae as we end off the video. If I go to no position, there we go. I was looking for that. I don't know why I didn't just go there. Yeah, so Macrae down here, 715. He's cheap, very cheap. Obviously dropped because of that sub game. Break even is now 74. He's going to start going up now. Probably the lowest he's going to get to. He's got Freo this week. Then he's got Hawthorn and Richmond. So 2 good games there. I'm jumping on him, so I don't have to worry about jumping on him next week. And plus as well, if I get a Baker, I've got to lock my trades in on the first game, which I don't like. And even a Caldwell. I'd like Caldwell as an option, and I can't even afford him really with the trades anyway, unless Williams goes out. But he gets locked up on the Thursday. At least getting Macrae, I've got final teams. If there's any bullets or anything unforeseen happens, I can then pivot from the trades. But at the moment, it will be Macrae and Garcia in for Massimo and Cadman, unless Williams is rolled out for a bit, and then it would be Williams. But that is how we went. Let me know in the comments below your plus and negative threes. Let me know your score, your rank, and what your rage trades are at this early, well, I say early stage of the week, but obviously this video is going out Monday. Well, tomorrow, then we got footy again. So don't get me wrong, I love it. If footy could be on every day, that would be my dream. But the fact that footy's on in a couple of days is great. Means short turnaround, not too much time to think about the trades. Do what we need to, and we move to the next week. But yeah, let me know, as I said, all the stuff in the comments below. If you've got any questions as well, put them in the comments below. And also, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If we trying to hit 2,100 as soon as we can, but obviously 3K is the goal. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do and get involved with that. I'll be probably back tomorrow night. I think at this stage we're going to do a live Q&A video. The fact, obviously, with the Wednesday game, it probably will be good to do a live Q&A right before the game starts. So I've obviously got to check. I haven't even checked if Tim's free on then. So we'll check if we're doing that. But at this stage, it will be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays when we'll do the Q&A. So make sure you guys tune in for that if we do. I'll post it on the socials anyway. So make sure you go and follow at BalesDT across the socials to keep up to date with all of that good stuff there. So beautiful. All right, that'll do it for us. And I'll catch you guys in the live stream tomorrow. And obviously Trade Talk will be on the Wednesday. So until then, I'll catch you guys then. So I'm out. Cheers.